Hello and welcome to Walk the Talk. I am Shekhar Gupta at this beautiful location, almost in the heart of Bombay now, in Andheri East. This is Banyan Park, TCS's Development Center. And my guest today, who else but Natarajan Chandrasekaran, not just the CEO of TCS, but I think one of the most successful CEOs in India's history.
Thank you, Shekhar. You're being very kind.
Professional CEOs. Let me also add a further qualification, which is tougher in India sometimes.
Thank you, and nice to have you here.
Thank you. In fact, our common friend Pramod Bhasin told me last night that please do mention to him that I said that he's the finest Indian CEO in a very long time.
Pramod is super kind. He's an incredible guy himself.
I'm lucky to have good friends. But tell me, your profit has now jumped from 5,000 to 19,000 crores. Your market cap has gone from 12 billion to 72 billion dollars, 6 times in dollar terms, right? Next year you will be the most profitable company in India. You have the highest market cap for a company in India, the most valuable company in India. You've signed a JV with Mitsubishi recently. This is a whole bunch of good headlines for TCS.
Yes, Shekhar, I think we've had a fantastic run. TCS always had great strengths. We have great people on the one hand. On the other hand, we've got enormous amount of capability in terms of the tools, technologies, methodologies we have built over a long period of time. And we've got a phenomenal footprint. I think if you really see the TCS business model, we work with leading companies in every industry in the markets in which we serve. And we've created a fantastic global footprint and really fantastic clients. I think we have tried to bring it all together nicely, and it seems to have worked.
But how is the TCS business model different from, say, other well-known IT brands in India? Infosys, Wipro, usual suspects. Or are you doing more of the same thing?
See, if you look at any company in any industry, irrespective of the products and the type of products they take to the market, we can never say they are the same. Because every company has a differential strategy, while 60% of it may be common, but there is always a difference of 30-40%. It could be in terms of the customers you serve, the markets you serve, the type of portfolio of services you bring together, and your philosophy in terms of I'll do this type of work, I'll not do this type of work, and then the company culture. And there are many aspects in the services company that differentiates one company from.
But is there also a distinction, say, in the creative input in the products that these companies offer? I'm so sorry, I'm so ignorant about your business.
Yes, I mean, yes and no. I think if you really look at it, there are certain parts of our business which are identical, in the sense that we do a similar type of service to clients.
That's the outsourcing part.
You call it application management or application development, etc. And if you take some other parts, for example, solution in a banking sector, some of us do, some of us don't do. And if you take the addressable space in terms of the markets in which we serve, sometimes we take a call that this market is very important and we are going to go and build a business in this market. Say, for example, Latin America. In 2002, we took a call, and then in Japan, we have taken a call. And so there are bets that you make, and platform business, and the way we are approaching the products, software, and platforms is different from the way some of the others do. So I think there are always subtle differences, but these differences are very important because they have a profound impact in the way you direct the company.
I mean, it's one thing for you to say there are differences, but for someone who doesn't live in Bangalore or who wasn't brought up in the South on a diet of Thai sadam over 10 generations, it's impossible for me to understand those differences. So will you explain some?
See, if you take the revenue portfolio of these companies, you can say that a lot of it is similar. But if you take the bets that we are all making, we are going for a much more diversified model, whereas we have a footprint in many locations. Some of the others don't go for a similar footprint. Okay, and also there are markets in which we don't go into, some others may choose to serve, and there may be others who may choose to do a particular offering in a much more volume.
What is the new cutting edge thing that you're planning in TCS? Are you going to do something disruptive? Is something on the cards?
See, we are of the opinion that digital technologies, in simple terms, whatever they call as analytics, cloud and social and mobile. See, the set of technologies that are hitting the market, 3D printing. So all the technologies that are hitting today have a phenomenal opportunity for everybody to reimagine whatever is going on. So if you are running a manufacturing company, you can complete manufacturing value chain, entire value chain can be reimagined. For TCS, our entire business can be reimagined. In theory today, if I have the systems in place, if I want to invest in those systems, I can pretty much have a virtual wall in which I can see everything. I can see my 300,000 employees moving around, my customers and who is where, doing what, whether I want to look at revenues, I want to look at collections, I want to look at anything I want to look at.
But there's still a touchy-feely side to business.
Yeah.
You know, like a doctor, you know, a doctor can look at 50 scans and 50 blood test reports, but you only feel better if the doctor touches you.
That's true. So you will not go away from human connects, but you will not waste time in figuring out what happened, looking at data, etc. All those things can be real time. So we are going to be doing a number of platforms. We call this as platforms. A platform is a way by which you can bring things together and then give an outcome. And we are looking at such platforms in every industry in which we operate, and we've invested in a few at advanced stage, some are at early stage, and over the next 3 to 5 years, I think some of them will.
So will you describe yourself as a hands-on CEO or a hands-off CEO, or low touch, a high touch, soft touch, hard touch?
High and soft touch.
High and soft touch.
And soft touch because I'm very hands-on. I understand the business, and I'm connected with customers. But at the same time, I kind of let my people do what they do. I'm available when they want to talk to me. The only time I get everybody together and go deep dive is 2 days every month. Apart from that, I'm available and I talk to
And you keep very fit.
I keep fit.
I think the fittest CEO, I would have said the fittest CEO, but I have to be careful because 3 miles as the crow flies to the east is Mr. Anil Ambani.
Oh, he's much more fitter. I know for sure. So I think I try to be fit enough.
There will be a diplomatic incident if I said one is the fittest of the two.
No. I think I'm fit enough because my job requires me to travel a lot. And it's very intense.
I think you've run every major marathon. That's a little bit more than fit enough.
I've done about 9 so far. And
I bet you have offices in all those cities.
I have offices in all the cities, yeah. So I think it's also an opportunity to run with some of my employees.
Right.
So that's fun because otherwise I wouldn't meet them. They may be doing programming or whatever it is, and they run and we get to run
And how
together.
did you get started with such serious running?
You see, I was not into any kind of athletics or sports, and when I was 44 in 2007, my family has a history of diabetes. My father, mother, uncle, aunt, brother, sister, everybody. So I went to Nadeem Rai's in Bombay, and he said, you know what?
He's a doctor.
He's a doctor. So he said, you should be reversing it. So I said, what do? He said, you should do serious walking, 13 to 15,000 steps a day, and then do diet. Then I came home and then said, why not take up running? So next day morning I started, I couldn't run 50 meters.
Right.
So then I kind of worked on it, and then I figured out that I really liked it. And I wish that I had started 20-30 years ago. I really like running. I kind of have the urge every morning when I get up to go and run. So that's how I took up, and then I decided I'll run the marathon and practice for 1 year. 2008 January I ran the first marathon, and after that I took some coaching. First one I did without any coach or anything. Yeah.
But now you have serious coaching.
Serious coaching.
But one more thing, let me bring sort of the I word inevitably, Infosys. We've seen over the past many years, Infosys doing many headline making things, mostly related to its key people. Nandan started doing UID, then joined politics, now Bala's joined politics. Many people have come and many people have gone. Some people have gone and come back. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Why aren't we seeing more talking heads, say, from TCS? Why aren't we seeing more opinion makers from TCS?
I think if you really look at TCS, okay, first of all, you talked about Nandan, Balan, they are all now not within Infosys, they are outside. So they are, whatever is their passion, they are pursuing it, okay, which is a good thing. I think everyone should pursue whatever is the passion, and there is many interests you should have in life. Your life cannot be just one thing, right? I think even if you're, for me, I think I realized that running is something that I really enjoy. So I kind of make sure that wherever I travel, I try to go to the weekend. If I'm going to be in a weekend, I go to exotic place from a running point of view and run, or I trek. Trekking is my passion. So I get an opportunity that weekend, I'm going for trekking. So I think after one's primary career, I think one can pursue whatever they like. So coming to TCS itself, I think if you really look at, I am the third CEO. Before me, Ram and
The founder.
Mr. Kohli. And Ram, if you take Ram, I think he's very actively engaged
With the skill development.
with skill development, and he's giving speeches, and he's pretty much visible and making a big contribution to the whole world of skill development. Within TCS, whether there are enough thought leaders, I think there are many who are talking in the industry forums, in the right conferences internationally, but they are not talking in
public domain.
In public domain, and they are there in the respective industries. If you take my experts in digital, they are all the time. They are in one conference or the other. If you take my experts in retail business, and they are there all the time in conferences. But they are conferences attended by the respective communities.
So that goes with your B2B culture.
With our B2B culture.
B2B culture.
So, but there are things in which we have to make contribution. I think definitely we should be talking about how to solve the water problem in this country. We should be talking about how to solve education issue. And in those forums,
maybe police reform through data management.
Absolutely. There is enough to do, and I think you will see us doing it a lot more.
Because you've done some work with governance reform. Passport offices, you worked with some.
See, we have done quite a bit of projects in this country, but we have done it as a project. I think whether it is a passport, whether it is securities, settlement and real time. I think ours, NSE,
is one of the best in the world.
One of the best in the world, and passport is a fine example, and there are many such examples. But I think what India has an opportunity now is completely reimagining governance. I think we have take identity. I think even identity is UID has come now, but still there are other alternate forms of identity.
You don't believe that UID has been damaged now because of the politicization or whatever? Do you still believe in it?
I believe in the concept of UID. I think it is a great thing that I think we just have to make sure that it's fully implemented and fully integrated, and because we need a common ID, and we need a mechanism by which there is a single source in which you can validate things, and that's something that we are achieving.
And should be taken forward irrespective of the results of this election.
Yeah, I would think so.